much. So before we start, big shout out to Dave. Hey, appreciate you, bro.
No problem, bro.
Always in the background and giving us the hand. Shout out to Big Chris. He's on his way to Charlotte. We had a good interview these last couple of days. Big shout out to our sponsors that have been out there for us. Diamond Boutique. Just another podcast. They're always looking out for us. We're always giving a shout out to them. Concoctions, Liquor. Hey, we're gonna dive right into it. Anyhow, Miss Nia Dinero.
Yes.
So the other day, me and Dave was going to the gym. He was playing something in the car, man. I was just like man, who is that? Is that the day I called something? New shit I ain't heard? Like, who's that sound? He said, oh man, this artist named Nia. I was like, man, send that to me, man. Send it to me. So he sent it to me, and I was blasting it. So I dived in. I remember you hit me up. You sent me a bunch of your music. And so I dissect,
right.
Artists. I'm not sugarcoating anything. If I don't like your music, then I'd be like, hey man, good luck to you.
Right.
But I really took the time and listened to your music and see exactly what you have to offer. So first of all, congrats to you. You're doing your thing. I see you're coming up. You got to deal with Sony.
No, I have a distribution
deal with Sony. You told me you're from Virginia. Are you from
Virginia?
What part of Virginia you're from?
So I live in Woodbridge.
You're from Woodbridge?
I'm originally from California. So if you listen to Birthday, there's a part in there where I'm talking about February 3rd, I was in California going to meet with my uncle up in Hollywood. A young girl, seen him get it, and then y'all can notice, and I can notice Caesar playing it down, and we're water good. My uncle, he was actually in concert promotion, growing up as a girl, as a kid. He did concert promotion, so he had meetings and I remember coming home from school one day and he had like a full out photo shoot in the backyard, models, like everything. It took me talking to a friend one time and he asked and he was like, so when did you realize you wanted to do music? I was thinking from, college age, and I told him that story about my uncle. He was like, no, he was like, what you don't understand is like music was introduced to you at an age where you didn't even know.
What artists inspired you growing up? Now, male or female? I heard something, but I want to hear a confirmation.
Okay. I love Bone Thugs and Harmony.
You gave me a confirmation.
I love Bone Thugs and Harmony.
I ain't reading that at first.
Just their quick flow, the melodies. I feel like they're some of the first ones to really create that melodic flow.
That we hear right now.
That we hear now and do it well. I love Carrie Hilson. I love me some Drake. I think Drake has a song for every emotion in life, for every situation in life. It's a little range of people that I definitely inspired by.
Dude, is Left Eye one of those forgotten artists in a sense because of life take too short now? Because we don't think about Left Eye anymore. We want to hear the Megan Thee Stallions
right.
and the Cardi B's. But if Left Eye was still here, what kind of music would it be? What kind of industry would it be for the female artists anyway?
I think Left Eye, believe it or not, I think if Left Eye was here, she would probably be more of like an activist in a way. Because she was always very passionate about what she felt, what she believed in.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I think more people focus on the whole fire situation, that situation. I think when a lot of people speak of her, especially like people our age, that's what they remember. But like to me, Left Eye was just, she was a full package.
So this is a small question then. So do we consider Lauryn Hill to be a legend, or do we consider her album, Miseducation, Lauryn Hill, to be a legendary album? What do you think? It's a legendary album. What did she put something else out? How would it sound?
I think Miseducation is like her, right now, I think Miseducation is her legacy.
It's still relevant.
Yeah, I think it just went diamond. That's her legacy. If you don't want to create album after album after album, I think anyone should want to have a situation like hers where you can put out one amazing classic, but that album has surpassed like time. Like it's timeless. Why wouldn't you want that on your back? Something that big on your back.
One of the greatest albums that a lot of artists look up to, and they'll put that in there, the Miseducation Lauryn. So what is the pressure like for lady artists, female artists? Now, I listen to your music. I don't hear too much of the, suck me this, fuck me this way, this, that, and the third. It's more coming from who you want to be yourself. Music that we hear from female artists now is like sex sells. How do you come about making your music and try not to, it's being yourself without having to put the sex, your voice, you have the sexy voice. You don't have to show people that you're feminine. You're feminine.
Right.
Like you have it already. So how old is that?
Like you said, because I'm just being me. It's not like, it's not a task for me. I don't go to the studio and say, okay, and rack my brain on how to not talk about pussy, bitches, this, that. When you talk to me or people that know me, I can have a conversation with you and not talk about pussy, bitches, and all this other stuff. It's natural for me being open with showing different layers of myself. Like, that is more of a task than not just being someone that I'm not. If I have a song like Birthday, like for a lot of people, me having a song like Birthday is totally different from what I've done. And so for me, it's a matter of me telling myself, like, you know what? I want to say this. I want to do this. But I can do that because I started off from the very beginning when I started this, setting the tone like this is me. I don't think the industry or society really pushes what sexy could look like. There's different ways to be sexy. For some men, being sexy literally is some basketball shorts, a college, hoodie. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be in this box where everything's gonna be sweet and pretty and this or whatever, especially in my creativity where I'm becoming more and more comfortable with just speaking from my heart and however that looks.
So does that creative freedom come from being an independent artist? Most record labels, no, you're gonna push out this. So who controls that? But do you have some advisors? Do you have a team saying, hey, put out this style of music this time around? Because Birthday was a shocker. If I was listening to all your music and boom, you drop Birthday with just like that, I'd be like, oh.
Right.
So this is a different part of her. So who gives you that control? Is that just all you?
A lot of it is me, and a lot of it, so one of my new developments, I actually just signed a management deal. And I think the great thing about the situation that I'm in right now is he understands what I'm trying to do. He understands that, like, okay, there's this wide open lane. We're all about, like, how do we create our own lane? I have been in situations to where they told me, no, you're dope, you're this, you're that. Maybe if you wear this, maybe if you do this. For another person, they would look at, like, why would you, maybe if you would have taken that opportunity, you probably would have been in the game by now. That's why I'm in a position that I'm in now, where I have peace of mind. I can have fun making the music that I make. I can have fun creating the content that I make because I don't have to be someone that I'm not. At the same time, like I said, it's still a business. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So I still understand, sex does sell.
Your music is very different. You're not just giving us, straight up, just sex this and sex that.
Right.
You give me so many different layers of yourself. I think my phone is filled with a lot of independent artists that didn't sign a deal until like maybe later in life, or some of them still have Chance the Rapper. Very big. Nipsey Hussle is very big. So does that, either one of them or artists just like them, give you any kind of inspiration saying, you know what, they can do it, I can do it?
Nipsey, I think he's one of the people, honestly, I really wish was still here. I would just love to see what he would be doing in this moment. The industry it's totally different. It's totally different from what we remember, back in 106 and Park and TRL, when labels and A&Rs were literally going out looking for talent, and then they get the talent, and then they mold the talent, and they put them through the machine, and artist development, and they teach you how to speak, and teach you how to do interviews, and teach you how to do this. They literally just create the star.
Do you think technology may play a part? Do you have big on YouTube? Are you big on, how was you discovered yourself? How did fans discover your music?
Before I was a solo artist, I was in a group called Dreams Too Dinero. And, actually before the group, I met a producer, and he pretty much was like my producer and I was the artist. It was honestly like a Timberland Missy type vibe, right? Okay. 2 individual artists, but we worked together.
Okay.
And at the time, I was an on-air personality for Norfolk State, working for Hot 91. And I went by Nia Soul. That was my name before Nia Dinero. Nia Soul.
Nia Soul.
So I was like Nia Soul. So me and that group created my foundation, working together with him. So the opportunities that I had created in Dreams Too Dinero kind of transitioned into me going solo in 2015. Right now, I'm finally at a point to where I feel like it's my time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at peace with this is what I've chosen for myself. This is my life. I'm not saying music is it, but I'm saying just everything that embodies just going for it, taking the risk, going for something big. Like that's me.
And we can relate to that. And so speaking of taking a risk, what are the biggest challenges, you know, that you've seen so far or that you're maybe preparing yourself for?
Me working on myself has been the biggest obstacle. Me getting myself mentally, emotionally, spiritually prepared to go to the next level. Like one of the things that just we're seeing now is just people's mental, emotional health is just all over the place. So many people in the industry just broken. Yeah.
Exposed to that now.
We're just being exposed
it was there,
to that.
But now it's like
exactly. So you see a lot of the bad. There is good, but we're exposed to it all.
It's like good down here and like bad. It's
exactly.
Like here.
Me taking the time, at times blocking all the noise, at times, you know, kind of shutting off my phone, not doing music, not doing certain things, to read, to be with my family, to pray, to just to make sure that the person that you see coming in this game, to make sure that Nia Dinero, when you see Nia Dinero, you're seeing an artist, but you're seeing someone who's whole. Not because it was perfect, but because I put in the work.
Right. If I'm a new artist coming in the world, what would you tell a new artist this tomorrow? A young Nia Dinero like you tomorrow. That's 16, 15 years old saying, hey, I want to start. What advice?
And they're getting into the 2021 game.
Yeah.
What a new artist needs to understand is that they're not coming out looking for you anymore and molding you and doing things for you. You have to do the work. You know, people, even now, like people assume because I have a manager, like all of a sudden, like I'm overnight, like it's just happening overnight. It's like, no, like if anything, now this is where the real work begins. I just now have someone that's like, let's do this. Like, I'm not by myself. Be secure with yourself, number one. So I'm telling you, you have to know who you are. Be secure with yourself. 2, make sure like this is something that you really, really want to do. And then 3, you know, believe in yourself enough to do the work, and everything else. If you do it and you believe it to the point where others believe it, then you get opportunity to connect based off of the belief system. Like they believe.
They felt that.
They feel that person's going to make it, or that person will utilize that opportunity. I want to be a part of that person getting that next step. More people are trying to be partners with labels as opposed to just being signed under a label and you could possibly be shelved. And so at one point, you just gotta put out dope shit. Be dope, put out dope shit, treat people right. You know, don't feel like you gotta screw people over. Just get what you need to get.
It'll come to you.
It'll come to you, and just everything else will just fall into place. The next step will be taking those meetings. In that next meeting, you want to be able to sit across from the table and say, all right, I'm Nia Dinero. You know, this is what I've done. These are my numbers, my streams. I put out this, I put out this, I put out this. Then they're talking to you like, okay, well, we see that she can do this.
Take you serious.
Now we just gotta figure, you know, we just want to invest.
You said in your song, in one of your tracks, and you talking about for now. You said, and so you're introverted. You got to deal with people, because I have introverted features,
right,
but I mainly put out introvert. How does that take a toll on your mental health? Or is this something that this is your way to come out and say, hey, you know, I got different sides to me? It's
a balance. So another thing about me, I'm an empath. You know what an empath is?
No, please explain.
So empath is like, empaths are just very sensitive to emotion, to feelings, but a lot of them feel what you're feeling. A lot of us kind of literally need time to step away to regroup because we're taking on so much energy.
I can relate to that.
When I talk about being introverted, I think that's more so like me being empath, kind of, you know, showing its head. I just think now more people like myself are just more careful about people, being around energies. Like all that stuff is real. Like just a lot of people aren't aware of the energy that they're giving off. You're protecting yourself, but then you're also protecting yourself from other people's like ignorance of not knowing.
Everybody should have the goddamn time to actually, talk to themselves and figure out, like, damn, maybe I am a fucked up person. Maybe you took the time yourself to get to know yourself more in the coronavirus pandemic. I'm sure you did. I did also. What are some of the resources? What are the things that you're doing now to connect to your fans, to get the music out there? OnlyFans is not just used for shaking ass and sex and all that.
My manager, shout out to Brandon, he actually just told me I need to engage more. And I think that goes back to the question that you just asked about being introverted. Yeah. Like, people just really do not believe me when I tell them, like, I'm shy. Like,
I just got one. My old ass just got one, so.
But look, my brother-in-law convinced me to get a TikTok, so I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be getting a TikTok, YouTube, podcast.
We can sit here and talk all day long.
We can. Yeah, you're not giving me some like great questions.
How important is it to you to own your masters? Dumb question, but
no, it's not.
People need to hear that.
It's very important, but I think it goes back to the perks. Some of the perks of the things that you can make sure you get together, like getting your masters or creating your own publishing company, making sure your LLC. You're connecting your music to ASCAP or BMI, and make sure you have all that stuff together. I'm a firm believer, like, if you go to a table with nothing, you're giving people the opportunity to tell you what you're gonna be, what you're gonna do. But if you go to the table, already LLC, already have an LLC, or already have a publishing company, it's gonna cost some money, but really push to buy the tracks. Have a game plan as to how you're gonna make it yours.
Yeah, I went to the J. Cole concert 2014, and it was very intimate. The dude had on black t-shirt, black shorts, and the ones, the Chicago ones. He sat there with the crowd and had a conversation, a story, and he's like, I got all these fucking lights, and I couldn't tell you exactly how much they cost. I know they cost a lot of money. I don't care about none of that. I want to give the artists exactly what they came for. And people just vibing. Like, that was probably the most impactful time of my life, like, music-wise. That's what I look for in these artists these days. Like, can I relate to them? Are they down to earth? They give me that vibe that, man, I want more. So far, that's what I see from you. So far, you're gonna give artists, you're gonna give their fans what they want. You have an album cooking.
I got something. I got that, and I got something else.
Late night. Can you please do a favor? Tell everybody your social media platform, your Instagram, your Twitter, wherever you got.
Right
here? Yeah, here we go. This one here. Yeah.
All right, what's good, everyone? Like I said, I go by Nia Dinero. You can follow me on IG at Nia Dinero, NIADINERO, and also follow my website, niadinero.com, NIADINERO.com.
Late Night Vibes. Please follow us on Instagram, Late Night Vibes Pod. That's all you get from me. I'm extremely joyful, and Dave, thank you for this opportunity and get the connection going. I really appreciate the network. And till then, good luck to you.
Thank you. And good luck to you too. This is dope.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to hearing more of your music in the future. And I'll be the first to hear it, and I won't share it, promise.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.